Hey guys, welcome to the training video on the bipolar radio frequency handle, primarily used for facials. So as far as I know, we're the only device out there that combines all of these modalities into one easy to use device. And this guy is really a game changer for the type of clientele you're already seeing, and it's amazing results. And the whole idea around this, bipolar meaning two poles, positive, negative, and it actually sends a invisible electric current between these guys. So we are talking about electricity, and that usually means that there can be some effects that, if you're not using it correctly, not damaging, but not very fun feeling if you're not using it correctly. So be really careful with this device, because it is going to use electricity in the sense that the communication is an exposed electric circuit. So you want to have it grounded at all times and actually passing through the surface. You'll be doing it on the face primarily. I've also seen this used some on skin in like the abdomen, around maybe even stretch marks, but we find it best for the best results to use on the face. And this current actually stimulates collagen growth in the skin. So in the fine lines and wrinkles around the eyes, like the crow feet, even the forehead, the smile lines, and the under neck, that's a huge one. But it's all about how and where you pass this lining. So obviously if there's wrinkles, you want to fit them between the lines, and that's where it's going to get the best results, and pass and pass and pass. So you'll have your client not wear any makeup. That's just going to disrupt it. And then you want to put a little bit of ultrasound gel, again, just a little dampening on the face for the conductivity, not as much as we were using on the abdomen or any other ones, just a very small thin line. It also helps with rolling and the smoothness of these guys, because you'll be right at the end of it. So let's talk about the setup. Now you'll be going obviously to the face, and the energy intensity, again, is really based on how sensitive someone's skin might be. If you've asked them, which you should at the beginning and even intake, do you have a history of sensitive skin, easy breakouts? Also age plays a role in this. Usually the older they are, the thinner skin. So the energy intensity usually is I like to be in that middle mark, but often I find myself going down. But again, it's really what they can feel and what they notice. These two shouldn't really be messed with, but this guy here, frequency. So it is set on 0. Now that's super important, because that allows you to control the switch. Now I want you to notice, you'll be using the foot pedal on this. Now the foot pedal should be comfortably right below your toe of your feet, and you'll be stepping on it, right? Once it's on here, you'll actually see the animation going. And now check this out. So I'll press it with my foot, you can see it here. That was on the entire time. That means that from the moment I press to let up, that conductivity, that electric circuit is communicating between the poles. Now notice, if I change the frequency here by highlighting and pressing 1, notice now back at the pedal, notice the beeping. Well, I gotta turn it on. Don't forget to turn it on there, because every time you adjust these. But notice the sound and beeps. Ready? And that was 1 second. Now you don't have to let off the pedal or anything. You just press. Oh, and you have to go back every time. This is another thing I don't like, why I don't use the frequency of 1, because every time you have to go back and go back. That gets very tiresome and repetitive. But also when you're doing the sweeps like this, it only has 1 second. Now let's say someone has a whiter face, or it's just an area you didn't start right where you wanted, you want to get across it. it's only limited to 1. Now notice if I change it to a 2, right? Just change that. Ready, and notice the beeping again. A little bit longer, double the time, 2 seconds. I have to go back and hit ready again, and I have to go back. I don't like that. Again, I find it the easiest that you're in control, and on 0, when it's ready, press, and you're still going. I let off, so if I'm doing the sweep, it only is active when this is active. So it allows you more control. That's what I find the most useful for me, but feel it out. But most people use the frequency of 0. Now the important thing here, have this comfortably below your foot, and before you press your foot down, you want to have good contact. So in this case, I'm going to go right through here. Have a nice, comfortable, because you don't want them to move and you don't want to lose control. But notice how both prongs are touching the skin at all time. What I will do then is I will press on and swipe and let up and then come off. Now, for example, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to put you through this, Molly, but if I were to, let's say, hold the pedal down and put it on their skin, that's going to create a conductivity and it could shock or twitch their skin. Not comfortable. Also, let's say, okay, I did it right. I put it down on the skin and then I sweep it and come off without letting off the pedal. That will also break the circuitry and cause sometimes a little bit of a shocking sensation for the client. Not good either. You don't want that. It's a real pattern-driven thing. Foot down, or prongs down, foot down, slide, foot off, prongs up, right? So prongs down, foot down, slide, foot up, prongs up. See how that goes? It takes a it seems like a lot of pattern that's new to you, but as you do it, it actually gets easier and easier. It's almost second nature. I have seen this entire facial get knocked out like in 3 minutes, just so that fluid just gets in that rhythm. So the key with this one, and like all of them, is getting comfortable. People can notice if you're going in and shaky, that's not good either, but getting comfortable and getting familiar with this and having the fail-safes. If you feel comfortable doing a frequency 1, knowing, because I just can't time it, I always want to bring the prongs off before I bring my foot up, then use that one. That's fine too. That's why it's there. That's why we programmed it in there, is because we didn't want that to rely on. So instead of, you can just keep going, it beeps, and then you know you just have to go beep. And I have people doing that too. It's still fluid and smooth. It's just their style. Avoiding eyebrows, or some male or female, well, men have more facial hair, we know. It does not do well on facial hair at all. Even fine hair, you can see a little bit of the singeing. I've seen it. Usually intensity might be too high, but you want to avoid, smelling like you burned some hair. It's never good. But try to be away from those lines on the eyebrows. I know sometimes we carry wrinkles there, but avoid that, especially if they have, good sculpted eyebrows. You don't want to cause a line in them or something. And then men that want to get it done, just avoid facial hair altogether. The neck is another great one, but also carries a lot of hair in men and women, fine hair usually in women. But you want to have their chin up. You can even hold it and do more of a sweeping pattern again along the sides here, and then foot up, this up, prongs, foot down, slide, and foot up, prongs up, real fluid. And you're just finding those lines and those wrinkles, and go more of a shape like this. Sometimes we do have wrinkles this way, which is okay, but go away from the esophagus, just right through that way, just like that. Same thing on the mouth wrinkles. Here you're just pinching, like if there was a wrinkle, she doesn't have a lot. Smile for me, let's see. There's still nothing.
Got a little something.
There's some, nothing, no. But you want to find those lines and work the line between these guys. That's where the collagen production will get the most benefit, and just following it again, kind of like almost a pattern of where you see those lines. Similar to like a Botox type of approach, where you're trying to find the muscles that are creating the lines and causing that collagen formation through that. Same thing with the brows and the eyes. That's a lot thinner area of skin. Be extra careful, gentle, get in a rhythm before you jump right into the eyes. And you just want to avoid any eyelashes and getting too close to the eyes. I mean, it should be probably a prong's distance, that distance between, before you even go into it. You don't want to hit an eyeball, get too far into the socket, or cause any discoloration around the eye, like blood vessels or anything that might be bursting. I've never seen it, but if the intensity is too high, guys, it will cause more of an intense reaction. So that is basically the rundown on the bipolar radio frequency facial device. And always getting confident, getting comfortable, getting a good rhythm, practice, 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 getting comfortable with it. And some of the things that you'll notice is immediate results. This is one of the things that people have left the office and gone, whoa, I can in my face, that type of Botox type of feel. This is natural, it's not using the toxins. And one of the things we have heard also is some headaches. Now, you have a lot of muscles that move your head and move your forehead and are attached all the way back here to the back of your head. When those get tighter and firmer, so with the skin, it's attached to skin, it can sometimes pull and cause headaches. It's not that common, but it does happen. But it's also very temporary. But the repetition in these facials, and with even doing it in the office, it's all about building that collagen back up. So they'll get better and better results. So practice, get comfortable, and I'm sure you'll love it.